The Russian army has stepped up the number of attacks by Iranian-made kamikaze drones, aiming a dozen such devices at a town near Kyiv on Wednesday alone. While their effectiveness is limited, the drones offer a cheap alternative to missile strikes and allow Russian forces to keep up the pressure on Ukrainian cities located far from the front line. President Vladimir Putin's forces may be on the back foot in the east and south of Ukraine, but they still have the ability to strike deep into enemy territory. Such is the message delivered by Iranian-manufactured drones, which the Russian army has used over the past 3 weeks to strike artillery positions, ammunition depots, and civilian infrastructures. Today, units of the Ukrainian Air Force have destroyed 26 Russian kamikaze drones in southern and eastern Ukraine. The Air Force determined that an anti-aircraft defense unit of the Ukrainian Air Force shot down 23 drones and an air defense unit of the Ukrainian Navy shot down 3 others. On Wednesday, a swarm of 12 drones flew straight to Biela Tserkva, a garrison town located about 90 kilometers south of Kyiv, marking a first for an area that had so far been largely spared by the fighting. 6 drones were shot down by Ukrainian forces, but the other half crashed into buildings, causing extensive damage and injuring 1 soldier. Until then, southern cities including Odessa had been the main target of kamikaze drones and other flying devices capable of dropping bombs. Even if the Russians know they will not take Odessa, they want to maintain the psychological pressure on the opposite camp and make clear that the war will go on, including for the civilian population, said General Dominique Trinquant, a former head of the French military mission to the United Nations. Kyiv and its allies had been expecting to face Iranian-made flying bombs. As early as July, the White House warned that Tehran was delivering drones to Russia. According to the Institute for the Study of War, a US-based think tank, Moscow launched a satellite into orbit on behalf of Iran in exchange for the weapons. Despite Iranian denials, Ukraine decided last month to reduce its diplomatic representation in Tehran in protest at these allegations. Meanwhile, the U.S. Treasury announced sanctions against 4 Iranian arms companies suspected of supplying the Russian army. Until recently, drone warfare was a weak spot in Russian military operations in Ukraine. Attempts to produce domestically built combat drones have suffered a series of setbacks, and international sanctions have further hindered their development. As a result, the Kremlin has turned to Iran for its unmanned flying vehicles. They include the Mohajer-6 observation and attack aircraft and, above all, the Shahed-136 kamikaze drones used by Houthi rebels in Yemen to damage oil installations in Saudi Arabia. The Shahed-136 is a cheap and easy-to-use drone that can fly at up to 180 km per hour, with a claimed range of 2,500 kilometers. It reaches its target by GPS coordinates entered before takeoff. It then flies autonomously, at relatively low altitude and aiming for a fixed target, Pierre Grasser, a French researcher associated with the Cerise laboratory, told AFP. They make a lot of noise, like a chainsaw or scooter, added Natalia Gumenyuk, a spokeswoman for the Ukrainian military command, claiming that their effectiveness is very low. However, what the drones lack in reliability they make up for in stealth, allowing them to evade radar surveillance. They are fast and keep low, making it difficult to detect them early enough for anti-aircraft defense to destroy them, said General Trinquind. Drone jammers exist, but they would have to be spread out across the entire theater of war, which is very large, the defense expert added. In late September, Washington announced it was sending a dozen Titan electronic jamming systems to help Ukraine fight off Russian drones. The systems are considered to be particularly effective against the Guarantee, the Russian name for the Shahed 136.
Stand by! Fire! Let's go! Strike if we go! Stand by! Fire! Stand by! Stand by!